Imagine living on the most densely populated island in the world, where there are 5 cabarets but no hospital. Even so, it's common for men to have multiple wives, something that is still seen as a sign of power. In this new episode of World Number Filter, we'll explore Uganda in more depth, one of the poorest countries in the world, and, at the same time, one of the most beautiful and exotic places on the planet. Uganda is an African country with surprising traditions, such as the practice of polygamy, where some men have more than 10 wives. In addition, the country harbors remarkable curiosities, such as having one of the highest birth rates in the world and being home to ancient and mysterious tribes. Uganda is also known for being the source of the longest river on the planet and for having enormous frozen glaciers in the middle of the African continent. The country also faces serious challenges, being one of the areas most affected by illegal hunting. Uganda is called the Pearl of Africa, not only because it is home to more than 50% of the world's mountain gorillas, but also because of its natural wonders, such as Lake Victoria, the largest tropical lake on the planet. This is a place with many enchanting islands that have become one of Africa's top tourist destinations, including Migingo Island, considered one of the most dangerous places in the world. Stay tuned and don't miss this video, as we guarantee that everything we will present will be surprising. When reflecting on the possibility of having more than one wife, we take the opportunity to ask, would you like to have more than one wife or more than one husband? Or do you believe that one person is enough? We would love to hear your opinion. Now let's delve into the details about Uganda and understand why many Ugandans choose to have multiple wives. Let's begin. Uganda, whose capital is Kampala, is a fascinating country full of contrasts, located in the eastern region of the African continent, in the Nile Valley, where the world's longest river originates. This landlocked country, spanning approximately 241,000 square kilometers, borders the Democratic Republic of Congo to the west, Kenya to the east, South Sudan to the north, and Rwanda and Tanzania to the southwest. Uganda is located in a region called the Great Lakes of Africa, home to important bodies of water such as Lake Victoria, Lake Albert, Lake Edward, and Lake Kyoga. Lake Victoria is the second largest freshwater lake in the world and the largest tropical lake on Earth. This largely explains why Uganda is one of the most impressive countries in terms of biodiversity, in addition to its economic and cultural impact in this region of the globe. With a diverse and culturally rich population, Uganda has approximately 47 million inhabitants. This diversity gives the country a very high population density compared to other African countries and the rest of the world. To put this into perspective, countries like Uruguay have a similar area, but their population is less than 4 million people. This represents less than 1/10 of the Ugandan population. The official languages of Uganda are English and Swahili, but up to 70 different languages coexist in the country, reflecting an impressive cultural diversity. Among these languages, Luganda is the most widely spoken, especially by the Baganda people, the largest ethnic group of the former sub-kingdom of Buganda. This ancient kingdom not only gave rise to the name Uganda, but also represents the cultural and historical heart of the nation. Uganda is a kingdom within a country, a true enigma that reflects the richness and complexity of Uganda. Although the country is governed by a presidential system, Uganda maintains its constitutional monarchy with a king, territory divided into districts, and even its own ministries. This sub-kingdom, which even has its own website separate from Uganda's official website, is a living symbol of the enigmatic traditions that still survive in this exotic part of Africa. The union of different kingdoms under the Ugandan flag encompassed a wide range of ethnic groups. For about 10 centuries, Uganda was the meeting place of more than 40 different ethnic groups and tribes. Today, they continue to exist within the kingdom, keeping alive the diversity that defines this nation. Uganda is undoubtedly one of the most culturally diverse countries in Africa, where no ethnic group stands out above the others. As you can see, it is one of the most mysterious and little-known countries on the continent, a true junction of ethnicities that is home to some of the oldest and most intriguing tribes in the world. You will learn more about them soon. However, to better understand Uganda and the goodness of its people, it is essential to begin with its recent and tragic history. In the 19th century, many European explorers began arriving in Uganda, and in 1894, the country was transformed into a British protectorate. During this colonial period, the British government implemented some reforms in administration and education, promoting economic development. However, colonization also brought a series of problems and inequalities, such as conflicts, slavery, and the displacement of some local ethnic groups. Eventually, Uganda gained its independence from the United Kingdom in 1962, with Milton Obote as president. After independence, the country adopted a flag with horizontal stripes in black, yellow, and red, which symbolize the black of the skin, the yellow of the earth, and the red of blood. Interestingly, the central image of the crowned crane is a British legacy, as it was used to identify Ugandan territory during colonization. The crowned crane is also the national bird of Uganda. During Milton Obote's government, Uganda experienced great political and economic instability. In 1971, a general called Idi Amin Dada took power through a coup d'état, establishing a brutal dictatorship that lasted until 1979. Idi Amin's regime is considered one of the most bloodthirsty in recent African history, with estimates ranging between 100,000 and 500,000 people killed during his government. In 1977, the dictator expelled the British Council and proclaimed himself conqueror of the British Empire, even calling himself the last King of Scotland. If you're interested in this part of the story, actor Forrest Whitaker won an Oscar in 2006 for his portrayal of Idi Amin in the film The Last King of Scotland. Since the fall of that regime, Uganda has moved towards greater political and economic stability, although it still faces challenges today. Uganda is a developing country with a growing economy and a young, dynamic population. Ugandans are known for their friendliness and hospitality, and visitors often find no difficulty in communicating with locals. Western visitors can be seen as more prosperous, a vision influenced by the colonial past, movies, and stories. Among these stories, one of the films that best reflects the reality of this exotic country is the famous Gorillas in the Mist. If you have the opportunity to watch this movie, you can enjoy landscapes that seem surreal but exist, in fact, concentrated in African countries such as Rwanda, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Uganda. Among these countries, Uganda was described by Winston Churchill, one of the most renowned leaders in British history, as the, quote, Pearl of Africa. One of the most extraordinary places to observe Uganda's flora and fauna is Bwindi Impenetrable Forest National Park, located in the west of the country, about 8 hours from the capital, Kampala. This is the best place to find the iconic gorillas of the mountain closely. The fog that surrounds this forest gives the place an almost unreal mystical aura, and combined with the majestic presence of these endangered gorillas, creates an atmosphere of reverence, making Bwindi a unique sanctuary in the world. In addition to this place, the whole country is internationally recognized as a real sanctuary for this magnificent species, as about half of the total population of gorillas in the world is in Uganda. Fortunately, although these gorillas are in critical danger of extinction, in recent years the trend has been positive. Current estimates suggest the population of mountain gorillas in the Uganda region has grown significantly, contributing to a global population of over 1,000 specimens. Among the African countries, Uganda is the place where it is easier to observe them, which is why one of the main goals of the country and the forest guards of Bwindi Impenetrable Forest is to protect these gorillas from one of the greatest threats to their survival, the growing and worrying problem of illegal hunting. This activity was the main reason why the species was so close to extinction, something directly related to the black market fueled by the ignorance of some human beings. Although some gorillas were killed by traps for other animals, many were deliberately hunted to be used in traditional medicine or to sell their heads, hands, and feet, items marketed between obscure or unconscious collectors. In addition, many gorilla babies were captured and sold to zoos, researchers, or even rich people who wanted them as pets. This cruel trade almost always resulted in the death of one or more adult gorillas, as group members generally fought to the death to protect the younger ones. The fact that in the past, gorilla babies sold for more than $40,000 contributed significantly to the maintenance of this practice. This reality, added to inequalities, low wages, and the great poverty of much of the Ugandan population, makes the eradication of poaching extremely difficult. Although the practice is less common today, it still represents a real threat to the species. In addition to the majestic mountains, forests, jungles, and magnificent mountain gorillas, the most precious and revered place in this country is, without a doubt, Lake Victoria. This stunning body of water, which also borders Tanzania and Kenya, is the second largest freshwater lake in the world and the largest tropical lake on the planet. Known locally as Victoria Nyanza, this vast lake is also the source of the legendary White Nile, one of the two main tributaries that form the River Nile, the longest river in Africa and one of the longest in the world. The White Nile begins its journey at this lake, flowing north through Uganda, South Sudan, and Sudan, where it meets the Blue Nile in the Sudanese capital, Khartoum. From this meeting point, the river is known simply as the Nile and continues its journey towards Egypt. Finally, the Nile empties into the Mediterranean Sea. The majesty and grandeur of Lake Victoria are such that it stands out not only for its size, but also for its beauty, diversity, and even mystery. As you will see, the lake is home to thousands of islands, many of which are popular tourist destinations, offering exotic landscapes, surprising biodiversity, and the opportunity to explore local culture. Among the best-known islands is Sess Island, an archipelago that attracts visitors with its white sand beaches, lush vegetation, and laid-back atmosphere. In addition to these idyllic islands, Lake Victoria is famous for the spectacular Owen Falls, located at the northern end of the lake, where the White Nile begins its journey north. These falls are not only a place of stunning natural beauty, but also an important historical landmark, having been visited by early European explorers in search of the source of the Nile. However, if there is one world-renowned island in Lake Victoria, it is undoubtedly Migingo Island, a small rocky island that, although it is just 2,000 square meters, about half the size of a football field, is surprisingly contested and densely populated. Considered by many to be the most dangerous island in the world, Migingo Island, situated in the eastern part of Lake Victoria, has drawn global attention due to its unusual population density, where inhabitants live in very close quarters, literally on top of each other. Its environment is marked by illegal trafficking, smuggling, and territorial tensions between Uganda and Kenya. All of this makes Migingo Island a unique, mysterious, and dark place within this majestic lake. This small island, located in the middle of Lake Victoria, has been the target of diplomatic and border conflicts between Uganda and Kenya for many years. The dispute over its sovereignty was so intense that both countries sent police and military detachments to this tiny area. In 2009, the Ugandan president officially recognized that the island belonged to Kenya and ordered the withdrawal of troops. Despite this resolution, tensions have not ceased, as Uganda continues to accuse Kenyan fishermen of carrying out illegal fishing in its territorial waters, which are just meters from the maritime border. The main economic activity on Migingo Island is fishing for Nile perch, a species introduced to the lake by the British in the 1940s. This fish, which can reach 2 meters in length and weigh up to 200 kilograms, has attacked other species and become the lake's dominant resource. Its abundance attracted many fishermen who settled in Migingo, creating a compact and overpopulated community. Over the years, the population grew, but the island's boundaries did not expand, making Migingo also the most overpopulated place in the world. Today, Migingo Island faces serious environmental and social problems. The lack of hygiene is alarming, with only 2 toilets for the entire population, forcing residents to dump their waste into the lake, which pollutes its waters. Furthermore, coastal erosion threatens the area. Fishing on Migingo is also affected by police corruption and piracy, making the island a very dangerous place for fishermen who must pay bribes to local authorities to obtain protection. Those who do not are at the mercy of pirates who often operate with the complicity of the police and can cause serious tragedies. The situation is so dangerous that even those who pay for protection avoid fishing at night due to the risk of attacks by pirates and smugglers. This small piece of land, shaped like a gigantic turtle, has witnessed many tragedies and continues to be an extremely difficult place to live. Corruption, violence, and the deplorable conditions of its inhabitants have made Migingo one of the most inhospitable places in the world. Despite this, the island is vital to hundreds of families who depend on fishing for their survival, and its economic importance ensures that it remains a contested and troubled place in the heart of Lake Victoria. The lake, its riches such as Nile perch, and its growing tourism make it one of the pillars of the Ugandan economy, although more than 80% of total income comes from agriculture. The export of products such as coffee, tea, tobacco, and cotton is fundamental to the livelihoods of a large part of the population. Uganda is a multicultural nation, rich in traditions and surprising realities, thanks to the incredible diversity of its inhabitants. Throughout its history, the country has been a unique cultural melting pot on the African continent, with more than 50 ethnic groups living in harmony. Uganda is a veritable tapestry of coexisting cultures, each with its own heritage, customs, and beliefs. Among Uganda's most fascinating and enigmatic tribes are the IK, one of the country's oldest and most isolated ethnic groups, who live in the northeastern mountains near the border with Kenya. The Ik tribe is known for its unique customs in an environment that is as beautiful as it is inhospitable. The Ik live in small, scattered clans and are mainly dedicated to hunting and gathering. What is most impressive is their particular social structure based on extreme individuality, where group solidarity is limited. They tend to live in solitude in the middle of the jungle for long periods. Another notable tribe is the Karamojong, nomadic warriors who inhabit the arid northeast of Uganda. This tribe is known for its cattle breeding customs, its impressive ritual dances, and its warrior traditions. The Karamojong also practice an initiation ritual called Ekitela, which marks the transition from adolescence to adulthood, an event that includes dancing, singing, and physical challenges for young people, often pushed to the limit. The most significant ethnic group in the country is the Baganda, the inhabitants of the Kingdom of Uganda, from which the country derives its name. The Kaganda dance is a traditional dance that shows the grace and discipline of this tribe, whose society is deeply linked to the monarchy and the veneration of ancestors. These ethnic groups, along with many others, make Uganda a country full of mysteries and ancient traditions, each contributing their uniqueness to the country's rich cultural heritage. Among Ugandan traditions, one of the most controversial in the world is, without a doubt, the practice of polygamy. In Uganda, this specifically refers to polygyny, where a man can have multiple wives simultaneously. It is legal for a man to have multiple wives. It is estimated that around 8% of women and 7% of men in Uganda live in polygamous relationships, a practice deeply rooted in the culture and traditions of many Ugandan tribes. The origin of this way of life in Uganda can be explained by economic, social, and cultural reasons. In many rural communities, having a large family consisting of several wives and children is considered a sign of wealth and status. This is why those who could afford to have multiple wives were, and still are, considered powerful people in Uganda. Having more wives meant more children, and more children meant more hands to work in agriculture, which has been the basis of the Ugandan economy for centuries. This family structure not only ensured the economic survival of the family, but also the continuity of the lineage and cultural heritage in the most remote areas. Furthermore, polygamy in Uganda is historically related to the distribution of power and authority within tribes. The man, as head of the family, occupies a dominant role and is seen as the main protector and provider. Having several wives, in addition to contributing to the family's subsistence, also made it possible to establish alliances between different families and clans, thus reinforcing social cohesion within the tribe. In this context, marriage is not just a union between two people, but an agreement between families and sometimes even between communities. In Ugandan families, the man's authority is unquestionable, and all family members, especially wives and children, must show respect and obedience. This respect also extends to elders, who occupy a privileged place in society and are seen as the guardians of wisdom and traditions. In this context, marriage has a clear objective: procreation. Having children is considered the main purpose of the marriage union, thus ensuring the continuity of the clan and the transmission of values and customs. Given this, divorce in Uganda is extremely rare, as marriage is considered a sacred and lasting commitment. Families, traditions, and community play a crucial role in the stability of marriage unions, and the dissolution of a marriage is seen as a failure that affects not only the couple, but the entire social structure involved. Surrounding this practice, which, although controversial from an outside perspective, continues to be an integral part of the lives of many Ugandan communities, ancestral traditions and customs still guide family and social relationships in these regions. Polygamy is accepted as a cultural norm, especially in remote villages. However, the influence of globalization and the evolution of social trends are shaping the country's reality. In Uganda's large cities, these traditional practices are becoming obsolete, with conventional marriages becoming more common, reflecting a shift that is closely linked to Western influences. This phenomenon is also impacted by the predominant religion in Uganda, Christianity. With the majority of the population identifying as Christian, many Christian denominations promote monogamous marriage as an ideal. This religious influence contributes to the transformation of traditional family structures, especially in urban areas. As you reflect on all you have learned about the origins and reality of polygamy in Uganda, we would like to know your opinion on these traditions. Do you think that, according to the reality of the villages, men should still have several wives, or do you believe that it is better for this tradition to change? What surprised you most about this incredible country? Pause the video now and leave your comment. This is the best way for you to support the channel and be part of World Number Filter. We love reading and helping others with your comments. And don't forget to leave a like if you like this video and subscribe to our channel. These ancient traditions are undoubtedly related to the fact that Uganda has one of the highest birth rates in the world, historically averaging almost 7 children per woman. In addition to all the beauties you already know, it is important to discover 2 of the most surprising and beautiful places in Uganda and on the African continent. One of these places is the Mountains of the Moon, also known as the Rwenzori Mountains, which represent one of the most impressive landscapes in the country. Although they are located close to the equator, these mountains are home to snow-capped peaks all year round due to their extreme altitude, which exceeds 5,000 meters above sea level. This climatic singularity creates a unique microclimate that favors extraordinary biodiversity. The Mountains of the Moon are home to flora and fauna that can't be found anywhere else in the world, including high-altitude rainforests and even glaciers, a geological reality you'd never imagine finding in Africa, let alone in this equatorial part of the planet. This mountain range extends to the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo, and part of it is protected in the Rwenzori Mountains National Park, declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1994. In addition to the Mountains of the Moon, another incredible place is Sipi Falls, located in the Kapchorwa region. These immense waterfalls are notable for their spectacular natural beauty. This place is famous for its waterfalls that cascade down rocky cliffs hundreds of meters high, creating a stunning landscape that seems to have come from another planet. The cliffs of Sipi not only offer panoramic views, but are also a paradise for hikers, bird watchers, and wildlife lovers. However, to properly explore Uganda, it is essential not only to admire its natural beauty and cultural richness, but also to respect local rules and precautions to ensure a fantastic and safe experience. That's why, at World Number Filter, we decided to give you some key recommendations to remember. If you intend to see mountain gorillas in their natural habitat, avoid using flash for your photos. This type of lighting can scare gorillas and provoke a violent reaction. It is also important to maintain a safe distance of at least 7 meters from these majestic animals to ensure their peace of mind and prevent the transmission of human diseases. It is essential not to touch them, not speak loudly, not eat or drink near them, and avoid any direct eye contact, as this could make them consider you a threat. In rural areas or villages, respect the privacy of the inhabitants and tribal traditions. Likewise, do not take photos without their consent, especially of security personnel or facilities. Near lakes or rivers, avoid swimming or cooling off in these waters, as in Uganda, hippos and Nile crocodiles can be present, even outside the parks. Furthermore, the risk of contracting schistosomiasis, a parasitic disease, is considerable. In addition to all this, it is prudent not to go out at night without a local companion and to maintain discretion with your belongings and money, especially in places like Magingo Island. Also, avoid taking selfies with people you don't know and who may be in a precarious situation, as this could be seen as insensitive or exploitative. I hope you enjoyed Uganda, one of the most surprising and beautiful countries on the planet, a place that combines the magic of fantastic landscapes with curiosities and mysteries that would leave anyone speechless. Don't forget to subscribe to World Number Filter so you don't miss any of the fantastic videos we make every week. We hope this video has sparked your interest in exploring this incredible country and discovering its charm. And don't miss the next video to continue enjoying the wonders, mysteries, and curiosities that make this beautiful planet called Earth unique. Click on it. You will love.